Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. It's our basketball segment as we have our Los Angeles Lakers weekly report. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and as always, every Monday morning at this time, my co-host joins me to tell you about I consider the greatest franchise in all NBA history. My co-host, my man, Mr. Elias Pires. What more can I say? The guy was a JUCO All-American, averaged over 31 points a game, and he had mad game. And unfortunately for some circumstances, please take me to heart when I say this. If the young man would have stayed straight, he would have played in the NBA at a high level. So, bring my man on, Mr. Elias Pires, as we're going to have our Los Angeles Lakers weekly report. The first question I'm going to present to the young man this morning, Mr. Elias, how do you like the deal with Kyle Kuzma? How you like that deal?
Can't sell a brother short if you're getting his money, right, Vince? But something in me tells me this kid doesn't believe in himself. Because if he would have held out and played this year, he would have got himself a massive contract. He didn't bet on himself. Somebody in his camp just doesn't believe in him, and it's maybe because he wants to be a Laker. Maybe that's it. But it's always about the money. And he didn't go for the money. He had a good preseason. Yeah, he played bad last year, but I think a lot of that was due to playing with Rondo, and he's more of a freelance basketball player. But signing for $40 million for 3 years is telling me that he doesn't believe in himself the way that he should. Because right now, the Lakers got him good right now, because right now the Lakers could afford him at 10, 12, 13 million a year. If it would have went to the 20 million mark, I think that if he would have played well this season, they wouldn't have got him last year. So I think the brother sold himself short. You got to believe in yourself, but I understand injuries and stuff like that happen. But 40 million, that to me is a modern day Scottie Pippen deal for Kuzma if he plays well. If he becomes a six man or an all star, they got him on a Scottie Pippen deal. So kudos to the Lakers for getting that done early.
Okay, let's talk about the Lakers from a defensive standpoint this season. Simple question to you, Mr. E. Who's going to be their rim protector this season?
Lakers don't have that type of team this year, Vince. No Dwight Howard, no JaVale McGee, no shot blockers. But they will be able to get one if things don't work out with Marc Gasol in the later of the season, because the way their salary cap is made up of this year. The later they go on the season, the more they'll be able to afford a player, get them at a prorated rate. But what they get is Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol is not a guy that's going to protect the rim. He's a positional defender, right? And what makes Marc Gasol good on so many days is he'll be able to give you offense on some days. You ain't going to get the big 17 points a game that you used to from Marc Gasol. But on some days when LeBron needs that help, you'll be able to get that from Marc Gasol. You'll be able to get his passing. So it's an even trade for that rim protector for a good offensive player in Marc Gasol.
Okay, looking at the culture around in the NBA, do the Los Angeles Lakers have the best culture going on right now? And I would say, in my opinion, the answer is definitely yes. Sunny California, Hollywood, the stars. And I know you're a Boston man, a Boston Celtics man, but can we give it up for the Lakers having the best culture right now in the NBA?
Oh, kudos to the Lakers for their culture right now. But, that starts with history. That starts with, of course, the good weather, the girls, L.A., the stars, Jack Nicholson sitting on the sidelines and with all the other Hollywood stars. But what makes the Lakers great is when you look up in the sky, you see banners, but you see a lot of good Hall of Famers coming back, like Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West. The name goes on and on and on. Wilt would be there if he was alive, But what makes the Lakers great is their culture. People come in and buy into that. Like, take a guy like Caruso right now, right? Caruso wouldn't be in the NBA if he would have went to another team and another team would have been develop him. But the Lakers are able to do that. Same thing for THT. THT would have been, if he'd have got drafted by Orlando, it would have took him 24, 25 years to try to develop, because those franchises in chaos, as we see what's going on in Houston right now with James Harden rather be at the club than practice. That doesn't happen in LA because the LA superstar named LeBron James buys into the LA culture. When you get the superstar to buy into the culture, everybody falls into the culture.
Let's talk about the Lakers' predictions this year. Win total. What do you see the Lakers in 72 games? How many games do you think they're going to win?
Let me give you some breaking news real quick. Vince, they won't break Golden State's record of 73 wins. It's only 72 games this season. But the Lakers, this is an amazing team from top to bottom. Maybe the best Lakers team in maybe 25 years. But I'm looking at the Lakers to maybe win 61, 62 games because on nights LeBron's not feeling it, there's going to be some guys to step up, and guys are going to step up from all over, especially THT. If he's able to step up, oh, my God.
Can you give the guy's full name, my brother? Because a lot of basketball people don't know who you're talking about. I know you have a young man.
The Taylor Horton Tucker from Iowa State by way of Chicago. Simeon Prep Academy.
How many All-Stars are going to make the 2021 NBA All-Star team this year off the Lakers roster?
We know definitely be two with AD and LeBron, but I think a third one's going to sneak in there. I think this might be Schroeder's year to be an All-Star. I think Schroeder's going to be able to play his freelance basketball, be able to play on the ball, off the ball, and it's just his time. It's just been brewing. We've seen the talent in Atlanta. We've seen the talent in OKC, and now he's with the bright stars, the big time. He's going to be on TV all the time. And he has LeBron James mentoring him. It's what could be better right now for that kid?
Six-Man Year Award. Does it go to LA this year?
I think it stays in LA this year. You bringing Schroeder back, who was the runner-up last year, and it's the NBA. We're competitive, right? So you know he wants that award along with other awards. He's hungry. He's still young, and then you still have Taylor Horton Tucker, THT, because Vince wants me to pronounce his whole name, who I think is a very special kid. Then you still got Montrezl Harrell, the reigning sixth man a year that has a lot to prove. And I think he's going to be better on the defensive end this year because if he's hearing all the chatter and he's playing right there with the Clippers in the same city, so he has added motivation. And then there's Kuzma. Even though I think he sold himself short, I think playing along with a guy named Schroeder is going to help his game because I think Rondo helped his game and really handicapped his game last year. So, yes, the Lakers will win the six-man award. But which guy? I don't know. It's going to be Schroeder, THT, Kuz, or Harrell. It's going to be one of them.
And will the Lakers, as we predicted them to have a great season this year and really repeat as NBA champions, will the MVP come out of LA this year?
Ooh. Yes. And as bad as I want to say it's LeBron James, it's not going to be LeBron James. It's AD's year. If you remember how a few weeks ago LeBron was saying how he wanted Kyrie to do well, he just wanted Kyrie to be an MVP. I think that's what he really wants for AD, and we're really seeing what he wanted for Kyrie when they was in Cleveland now for AD. And the way AD played in the preseason, hitting 80-something% from three-point land, if he just does half of that with the step-back three that I see he's added to his game, how do you stop a guy like that? There's no way. AD for president. Lakers fans, AD for president.
When you look at this Los Angeles Lakers team, and after the championship, right, in the bubble, and the moves they made in the offseason, what do you think was the most move that put them in the rims of really being a team that can really repeat? What move really has made them very good this season?
What move? I still think,
yes, sir.
Adding the plethora of basketball players and Schroeder and Matthews. But the thing that is still that THT factor, that Taylor Horton Tucker factor, it's just amazing. They drafted him. They knew about this guy all year long in the bubble, and they knew what was coming this year. Vogel knew what was coming this year. As he said, that kid's going to effing start when media asked about him. This is something special. And then you watched Taylor Horton Tucker play in the preseason. You got vets deferring to this guy. Vets. That's respect, Vince. And then the thing I loved about him most is his hustle. When the ball was going out of bounds, he didn't have to chase it in the preseason. The kid still chased it and got it. This kid's coming from the lore of the Lakers, where he grew up watching Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom teams, the Shaq teams. You know, it's just amazing right now, and that kid's talent level is just ridiculous. He's going to take the Lakers to a whole new stratosphere if he just continues to grow where he's at right now.
So when you say it to another stratosphere, so can I go back and take my mind back when I was a young man at the University of Arkansas and I was coming home in the 80s? Can we say this is going to possibly be Showtime too? When Magic had James Worthy, Byron Scott, Kareem, AC Green, Michael Cooper. Can you saying this team is, let me get this correct, is in a way equivalent to that team in talent? Can we name this squad coming in 2020, 2021 Showtime too?
Nah, Vince, they tried that before and it didn't work out too well with the Nick Van Exel teams. Let's remember that. But this is LeBron James's Lakers team. This is what LeBron solidifies himself as among the Lakers greats, you know, and goes on, and the Celtics got something brewing there, and maybe we'll see something great like 2 out of the next 3 years, the Celtics and the Lakers in the finals, which is always good for basketball. But nah, this is LeBron's team. This is something totally different. This isn't the same type of basketball as we played back then.
Okay. Me coming up on Wednesday night, which is opening night, me as a Lakers fan, me getting excited. What is the most important thing that you want to see when the Lakers open up on opening night against their crosstown rivals, the LA Clippers? What is going to make you just say, oh man, this is the team coming up on opening night against the Clippers on December the 22nd?
Vince, I've already had that moment in the last preseason game against Phoenix when the Lakers was down by a lot of points and they inserted back their starters into the game, and how they played their perimeter defense and their transitional defense was amazing to me at times. The team's not supposed to be locked in like that right now. And for them to come back, and the Phoenix had their starters back in the game too, and the Lakers just showed that it was total dominance, and it shouldn't be happening right now. That shouldn't be happening. But the Lakers are setting it's their culture, just the way LeBron took the helm last year and wanted to play perimeter defense, and the other guys bought in, Caruso and Kuzma at times. But we already seen that moment. Right now, the Clippers want the Lakers bad. We know that. And the Clippers got a lot to prove against the Lakers because they really got that soft tag against them right now. So game one, that sucks. You got to look and see the team that everybody thought you guys would be get their rings. How bad is that? So the LeBron and the Lakers and Frank Vogel are gonna get those guys right up and let them know the Clippers are coming for them. And let's not lose game one. Let's set the tone right now. So I'm waiting to see a lot from that game right now. If the Lakers could come in that game with that defensive energy they had against Phoenix and play that transitional basketball we know they could play, and we're going to see how these new guys fit, all these beautiful pieces that we got now. It's going to be an amazing thing. So Lakers win game one against the Clippers. I really believe that. After what I've seen in Phoenix, it's unbelievable. And I don't think anybody should argue with me about that, Vince.
Okay, my final question of the day here on our Lakers Weekly Report. And I don't want to start nothing on the national level today. I'm not trying to boost our numbers with our videos. I'm going to go back with the question one more time. Let's say LeBron James repeat as NBA champions. Can we say that maybe he's since everybody is saying MJ is the best ever done it? If LeBron James repeats as a champion with the Los Angeles Lakers, can we say he's number 2 on your list?
I mean, I think he's number 2 on everybody's list. But, I mean, you got to think, when you think of Michael Jordan, it's his whole allure of, the Jordan sneakers, And you know, and it's just new generation. Our generation is going to continue to say Michael Jordan because that's what we believe in, and we always want our era to be better than everybody else's era. And the new era is going to always want it to be LeBron James, right? Like my sister, I bought her a pair of Jordans, right? And then Michael B. Jordan comes on TV when we're watching Black Panther. She's like, that's the guy, that's the Jordan sneakers you got me. She thought Michael B. Jordans was named after Michael B. Jordan. So it's a whole different generational gap right there. But as far as you keep wanting to bring this argument up against Michael and LeBron, it's just two different eras. And it's always going to be Michael for me because of the era I grew up in, the type of basketball I played in. But people that played in the basketball era now, they're gonna say LeBron. But a man that's never lost a championship, a man that's won all the MVPs, a man that walked back away from the game and came back to the game and played it at a high level, it's hard to argue about that.
But however, I saw a little change in your voice because you did say, hey, different eras. You weren't saying that 2 weeks ago. You was very adamant about Michael Jordan, but it's changing. Final words on the Lakers report today.
Final thing is, hold on, Vince. I think Santa brought you a present here today.
Oh,
Let's see what Santa brought you. Let's see what Santa brought you. Let's see what Santa brought you. Long stockings here. Let's see, Jim. Just what you wanted right now. Santa brought you some dude wipes.
What is dude
Wherever
wipes?
you go in life, you'll never be in need. You got dude wipes.
Well, man,
the rest of the NBA is going to need this against the Lakers too. After the game, anybody that plays the Lakers, Vince is selling dude wipes because they're going to whoop y'all.
Well, hey, I'd like to say thank you today, man, for joining me here on 100 Yards Football with our basketball segment, the LA Lakers Weekly Report. All I can say is this, man. Since you brought me this Christmas gift, I'm going to give you a nice Christmas advice. 901, a.k.a. the only boy and the only son of Chester Nunez Turner. And I'm proud to be from there. And the Los Angeles Lakers will repeat as NBA champions. God bless. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And please be safe during the holidays. And thank you for the support that you've given us here on our Los Angeles Lakers Weekly Report. It's been very grateful and very appreciative. So have a wonderful week as we come back next week and talk about the best culture in all the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers. And I'm going to give them a nickname this year. I'm going to call them Hollywood at its highest level. God bless and have a wonderful day.
Hollywood.